Hi, I'm Larry Maislish. It's a beautiful, sunny Southern California day. I'm headed to the airport to meet Mom for our latest trip. I have my suitcase, I have my backpack, I have my jackets, and I certainly have my bear spray. If you'd like to come along for our latest adventure, come join us, because we're headed north to Alaska.
North to Alaska, I go north, the rush is on. North to Alaska, I go north, the rush is on. Way up north, way up north, way up north, way up north.
Well, there we were, already about halfway through our Alaskan adventure. After enjoying several days deep inside Denali National Park and a few days in Anchorage visiting friends, we hopped on the Alaska Railroad and headed south. Along the way, we were passing glaciers, rushing rivers, and vibrant green forests. We were treated to some of the most beautiful natural scenery I have ever seen. All too soon along our journey, we arrived at our destination of Girdwood. It's a winter sports town known for being one of the top ski areas in North America. There actually is no official train station here, just a quick whistle stop with a small covered area to protect us from the rain and snow. We stayed a few days at the Alyeska Resort, nestled right against the mountains and lush rainforest environment. During the wintertime, this area is busy with some of the top skiers in the world. Despite the rain the next morning, we decided to take a hike along a stretch of the historic Iditrod Trail called Winter Creek Trail. Our destination was a famous hand tram, some 2.5 miles through the mountains. After a while of hiking through the rainforest, Mom decided to head back to the hotel while I continued along the trail. The forest was thick with these Alaskan spruce trees and the ground covered with ferns of every shape and size. So I continued my journey along the trail, enjoying the stunning views around every turn. So here I am, out on a trail, somewhere in the mountains of Girdwood, in the rain, by myself. It's beautiful. Now, exactly where I am, I have no idea. But here's where I am. Take a look. There's the trail. Just more trees. There's a little pasture over there through those trees there, looking for moose. Around this way is the trail where I came from, hopefully, unless I got turned around. And then over this way, way down there, somewhere down there, is where I'm supposed to end up. Well, I'll keep going. After another 1.5 miles or so, with the rain letting up a bit, I came across this marker. At least I know I was headed in the right direction. Well, I made it to the bridge. Still not at the hand tram yet. Still have a 1/4 mile or so to go. If you hear that noise in the background, you can tell I'm on this little bridge, so that must mean I'm over water. Off to this side, this water is just barreling down this gorge. This is coming from glacier melt up on top of the mountain a few miles away. Then off the other side of the trail, this beautiful gorge has beautiful colored water, nice rock faces, heads on down the other way. Perfect place to go whitewater rafting. Well, I guess I better get going because I still have at least a 1/4 mile to go before I get there. And then somehow, of course, I have to get back. So we made it. We made it to the hand tram. This is a old mining days tram, been fixed up since then, I'm sure, that crosses a big gorge. In summer there's not a lot of water, but in winter this is just a raging inferno going down here. And of course, use caution at all times, use this tram at your own risk. So let's head on down there. You can see the ground a little bit muddy, a lot slippery. We're gonna head on down this way. All right, off to the tram. And you can see down below, you can see why we need a tram. Because down there, it's a little bit wet, a little bit of a ways down there. Wouldn't want to take a swim. And just so you know, for those who are dieting, limit 400 pounds per tram ride. So I think I'm going to go ahead, give it a try solo, and see how it goes. I will note one other thing. For the people who are a little bit hesitant on heights, a couple things to point out here on this tram station. One, you're all alone. Two, let me spin around. You have a sheer drop off. You can see my foot there. So there's no railing. And three, this lovely tram car is a little bit swingy there. See it moving up on top of the cable up there. All right, see if I can get in and make it across all by myself. Okay, so we just started. I figure I better note this for posterity here. Here we go. Going across. Granted, this is a balancing act. I'm only one person, so I'm on one side of the train, so it's one side of the tram. It's a little tilted. This is the kind of ride that people wait in line for at Disneyland, long, long lines. I'm going to do my best not to look down, because I can assure you from the out of the corner of my eye, it's quite a ways down. We're not even over the tram yet. This is very tiring, especially with one hand. I'm going to pan around. There's the river way down there. Pan around to the other side. There's where the smart people would have stayed. Yeah, pan around a little bit. Show it's coming out the other direction. It's actually quite beautiful if I wasn't 85, 90 feet in the air. So, back over. About halfway there. Since I want to get across today, because I do have to come back, I'm going to put the camera down and see if I can huff and puff with two hands rather than one. Here we go. So way over there, as proof that I made it to the other side, you can see a little speck of my red backpack sitting over there at the other station. Now if the hike, the 2.5 mile in the up and down on the hard steep trails in the slippery rain is not enough, because I have another 2.5 miles hard hike, steep trails, slippery rain further way back. That's not enough. Just dragging this tram across by yourself is quite a workout. I think I'm just going to hang here in this gondola for a couple minutes before I go back.
So the hand tram ride was spectacular, hanging over the raging river with no one to get me across except myself. Still, it was the journey, the hike along the way, that made the trip worthwhile. The rain finally did stop, and along the hike back to the hotel, I was treated to rushing river after river. So eventually I did make it back from the 5-mile trek, ready for a quick lunch, because that afternoon Mom and I were headed up, 2,500 feet up to be exact, to the top of that mountain. Our destination was a small ski chalet at the top. Check out our next video as we trek in the ice and snow on our Alaska trip adventure.
North to Alaska, go north, the rush is on, way up